Expo 2020 was a 6-month event, 24 million visitors, an average of 137,000 visitors a day during the 6 months. But it was always designed to be a part of Dubai that would have a very powerful legacy and remain. But the transition into somewhere to live, work and play is far more complicated, and it requires, deep planning and deep introspection as to exactly what the city will be. So we kind of say we've gone from running a 6-month event to building a city for the next 6 centuries. And as any city or organization knows who have been involved in Olympics or major sporting events, you don't want to be left with a white elephant in terms of the venue of where a big sporting event, or in this case a big world fair, took place. So everything about us has always known that we have to transition into a world where economic foundations are sound. And the way we look at this is we are offering large numbers of apartments and villas and townhouses that we're constructing, which will be available in early 2026. These are all built around the principle of sustainability. So we've made that our kind of North Star. So everything we do in terms of the residential properties that we're designing and building, how we're converting the pavilions into spaces for businesses to come and base themselves, the way our food and beverage strategy, we're looking for partners in the F&B space who are sustainable by their very nature. When we host events, we want to be collaborating with event organizers who share our sustainability principles. And therefore our buildings, we can demonstrate certain water saving features or certain energy saving features that can be easily demonstrated as a good business decision by a tenant coming to live here. So everything feeds into everything, and our focus is on our role as a blueprint for sustainable urban living. As I said, it's a journey for 6 centuries, and we're not necessarily suggesting that companies move a whole headquarter overnight, but we would like to present ourselves as a good example of how you can embed sustainable kind of practices and construction principles in how you run yourself as a city. And if that takes a couple of years for organizations to buy into it, so be it. If it takes a couple of months, great. If it takes a couple of decades, it's fine. We're here for the long term, and we already have many tenants moving in, and we've had a lot of residential orders for our properties. So we might surprise people with the pace of how we effectively fill an area of land in Dubai that is twice the size of Monaco. All of us in the world of marketing, brand, customer experience, commerce and everything, we all know the power of purpose. And we did a lot of work after Expo closed on what would be our purpose as a city. And we feel our legacy is about being part of propelling human progress. So we feel that as a city we can bring organizations together, we can bring people together, everything about Expo 2020 was collaboration and solving solutions. And we're hosting COP28, which is another example of us as a city being right at the center of discussions to try and resolve major climate issues. So it's not that we're propelling human progress of ourselves, but that we see our city as being part of that way of thinking in terms of there are always ways we can improve ourselves as people, as communities, as nations, and as the world.